You want to give your truck a little bit of a flair without breaking the bank? In today's video, I'm going to show you how. Today's video, I'm going to show you how to apply bed coating to the lower quarter of this 1977 Blazer that I'm working on. I've done this before using Raptor liner. And what I've found is if it chips, I don't have a real good source to get a little bit of Raptor liner to repair the chip. So I'm using Rust-Oleum bed coating. That way, if I do get a little bit of a chip, I can always go back to the AutoZone or Auto Store and just pick up an aerosol can and take care of that. Rust-Oleum is a air cure. It's not a two-part application where you have one chemical mixing with another one. So on the air cure, you just apply it and then you let it dry for the specified time on the can, and then you reapply a second coat, and that worked out real well. So what you're going to need is a gallon of Rust-Oleum truck bed coating, a applicator kit. In this one, I'm using the Duplicolor kit. It's got the roller, the tray, the brush, and then also the Scotch-Brite. But also added another kit from Amazon. If you can't get a hold of the one kit, the other kit will work just as well. And as far as the application, you'll also need some acetone to remove any of the excess truck coating if it gets on your paint anywhere you don't want to have that. You need to use the acetone to get that off. You'll need a roll of paper towels, a tape. You're also going to need a roll of paper to protect the paint above the application. The first thing you're going to do is determine the elevation of the area you want covered. On the 77 Blazer, I used the natural crease that was already in the front and rear fenders and went ahead and string lined that across and then leveled that. I also used a tape measure at the bottom of the door jamb to make sure it was true. Once you have it strung, go ahead and tape it along that same line. And then once you're done with that, you'll need to go ahead and install your paper above that area to protect it from anything getting on it as far as the coating. And as soon as that is done, then you can go ahead and start sanding. You can use a 220 grit or a Scotch-Brite pad. That'll rough up the paint enough for the bed liner to adhere to. Before you apply the bed liner, you have to make sure you clean that. You can either use acetone or another dewaxer or cleaner will work just fine. You need to let that dry and then you're ready for application. Another thing you need to do is make sure you cover anything you don't want little black specks on, because when you're applying, the roller does kind of tend to flick around the coating, and so you need to cover your wheels and tires and stuff like that, anything that you don't want it on. So I've got the first coat on, and I've let that cure for 2 hours, and I'm going to do a second application. Inspecting it, I did see that there's some locations where I can actually still see the burgundy coming through. I'll go ahead and do the second coat, and that should do it. And again, this is a Rust-Oleum bed liner coating, and it seems to be working really good. It goes on well, and time will tell. So I'll go ahead and do the second coat and remove the paper and the tape, and we'll see what it looks like. All right, so everything came out great. The only issue I had was, and I would suggest if you're going to do this roll-on technique with either Rust-Oleum or the Herculiner or the Duplicolor bed liner, is to, as soon as you're done, start removing the tape and away from the paint and to leave the cleaning line. I had a couple places where the tape actually lifted a little bit, and I got a little bit of liner on the paint itself, just a little bit. And so make sure you also keep some acetone on hand. I cleaned that up right away because once that cures, you're pretty much out of luck at that point. So it's kind of imperative to go ahead and get everything up, stripped. Be really careful when you're removing the tape and stuff to make sure it doesn't drape into the new bed liner. But otherwise, that is done. It came out great. I'm really happy with it. This is a 77 Blazer I'm working on. I also did the removable top because I wanted that to all match. So it's coming along. It's coming out great, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions on application, just give us a holler. No problem. I'll get back with you. All right, thanks for watching DIY on the House.